Ladies and gentlemen, this is a developing and rapidly evolving situation that demands your full attention right now. A countdown has begun, a critical, high-stakes 72-hour window that could alter the future for Iraqi dinar holders everywhere. We bring you this report on the heels of unfolding developments that, while not yet confirmed in every detail, carry real weight and urgency. You must listen with focus, because what happens in the next 3 days may reverberate for months or even years to come. In recent hours, credible sources familiar with discussions at the highest levels of financial policy within Iraq, as well as within international banking corridors, have signaled that a discreet but powerful countdown has been initiated. This is not mere speculation. The sense of urgency is genuine, the timing is tight, and the potential ramifications are vast. We cannot emphasize strongly enough that if you hold Iraqi dinar, even in modest amounts, you should be paying very close attention, right now, not later. This unfolding scenario involves whispers of orchestrated currency reform steps potentially synchronized with a diplomatic window or international financial intervention. Conflicting reports swirl around whether stimulus funds or a broader economic package is being prepared to stabilize and restructure Iraq's monetary system. More importantly for holders, the possibility of a recalibration or revaluation event tied to external investment or IMF-backed programs is being discussed behind closed doors. If such a process is underway, and if a countdown has truly begun, you may be standing at the edge of a pivot point. For decades, dinar holders have watched headlines and forums with cautious hope. Some of that speculation has drifted toward fantasy, and some toward informed anticipation. But this moment feels different. Sources indicate that documentation, legal review, and formal approvals are either completed or nearly so. Key stakeholders are said to be in lockstep, preparing to greenlight currency realignment, disbursement mechanisms, or redemption processes. The precise contours remain murky, but the urgency is surging to the surface. What does 72 hours practically mean? If you hold physical notes or digital balances, within this window there could be triggers, public announcements, official decrees, interbank communications that activate a process of revaluation or exchange at a significantly elevated rate. If that unfolds, any delay could mean missing the opportunity or facing drastically diminished returns. The clock is now ticking, and it does not pause for hesitation. Let's be clear. We do not have open confirmation from government spokespeople, central bank posts, or global institutions. However, well-placed insider contacts have drawn a sharp line: 72 hours. That signal has appeared repeatedly in separate, independent chains of communication. While intelligence is not impenetrable, it is enough to raise alarm bells, to demand your vigilance, and to prompt immediate action on your part to monitor, prepare, and position yourself as effectively as possible. Time-sensitive events of this magnitude are rare. If this is indeed a coordinated revaluation or redemption initiative, you could see official channels activating in a matter of hours. Those could include announcements on government gazettes, central bank websites, notifications through formal financial networks, or even surprise updates from partner banks handling conversion. Many investors will be caught flat-footed. But you now have the advantage of awareness, and you must act on that edge. What should you do? Monitor official channels. Watch for alerts on the Central Bank of Iraq's communications, Iraqi Ministry of Finance releases, and credible international financial news services tracking Middle East currencies. Check with your banks or brokers for any advisory clients, and be prepared for their inboxes and phone lines to light up. Stay alert across all time zones. This could unfold at any hour. If you are part of an exchange network or hold with a broker who specializes in exotic currencies, be sure they are listening right now. Do not be lulled into doubt by silence or uncertainty. Critical processes often unfold with minimal warning. The countdown metaphor is not rhetorical. It reflects carefully staged planning. If documentation indeed has passed legal and regulatory muster, the infrastructure for revaluation or redemption might already be ready to flip the switch. All that's left may be a signal, one that could come on emergency channels or from an unexpected liaison. If that happens, the window is short, the consequences significant. It would be irresponsible to suggest that this is a guaranteed revaluation event. But the stakes are high enough that ignoring the 72-hour countdown would be worse than preparing for contingency. The risk is asymmetric. If nothing happens, you're no worse off except for time and attention spent. But if something does happen and you are prepared, the upside could be transformative. At the very least, you will not be scrambling after an event that has already moved past. We caution that rumors and hearsay are rampant in the community. One must distinguish between hopeful chatter and credible signals tied to institutional planning. This developing incident suggests the latter. When multiple independent, well-connected parties converge on 72 hours, one must take notice. The urgency is genuine, and your response must be immediate. Already, some holders are reportedly consulting financial advisors, legal counsel, and currency exchange experts. They are ensuring they can mobilize funds or convert holdings without delay. If you do not yet have access to such support, this is the time to reach out. Confirm what mechanisms you have at your disposal. Ensure your custodial arrangements or physical holdings are ready to move. This may involve clearing funds, confirming account limits, or verifying paperwork. Do not wait for after the fact. You may not get a second chance. In the next 24 hours, we anticipate rising chatter in professional circles, followed by tentative moves. Within 48 hours, signals could shift from private to semi-public. Small press releases, financial notices, social media alerts from credible institutions. At the 72-hour mark, an official move could happen, or the countdown could be extended, aborted, or redirected. But ignoring it altogether would be a gamble with your financial well-being. If you cannot afford to lose potential value, treat this as a live situation. All formal preparations should be in place now. If you are part of a network of holders, coordinate precisely. Confirm communication channels, code words, hotlines, advisory groups. Stay alert. In situations like these, information is as valuable as the financial instrument itself. We recognize the emotional weight of this narrative. Many have waited years, even decades, for a breakthrough. Hope has been tempered by cycles of speculation, frustration, and economic turbulence. Now, those over a decade-long waits face a final moment of truth, or yet another delay. That psychological tension can be overwhelming. But in these final hours of the clock, clarity and composure matter most. Don't allow fear or greed to cloud rational decision-making. Let us acknowledge the possibility that the countdown stalls. External factors, political unrest, shifting diplomatic priorities, global financial recalibrations